The forest has always carried its own language. The whistle of wind through pine needles, the scurry of animals darting through underbrush, the crunch of boots against damp soil. But those who have ventured too deep into the unmarked trails of Ashford Woods say there is another sound, one that doesn't belong. Not the snap of a twig, not the fall of a branch, but the faint, rhythmic rustle of fabric. At first it seems harmless, like a jacket shifting on someone's shoulders, or a backpack strap brushing against clothing. Yet when campers hear it, they almost always pause, confused, because the sound is close, too close. And when they call out, "Hello? Who's there?" there's never an answer, only silence. That's when the fear sets in, because everyone knows you don't camp alone in Ashford Woods. Not anymore. It started years ago when hikers began vanishing without explanation. Their campsites were found intact, tents unzipped, sleeping bags still warm, food left half-eaten. But the people were simply gone. Search parties scoured the forest, finding little more than scraps of torn fabric snagged on tree branches. A sleeve here, a torn hood there. Search dogs would follow the scent to a clearing, then stop abruptly, whining and refusing to continue. It was until a survivor stumbled out of the woods one autumn evening that the whispers of the Rustling Man began. She was incoherent at first, her lips trembling, skin scratched raw. But when she could finally speak, all she managed to repeat was, "He wears them. Wears all of them." Campers describe him as tall, unnaturally so. His form isn't quite right, bending at odd angles as though his body is stitched together incorrectly. His skin is a patchwork of coats, jackets, scarves, and shirts. They dangle from his body like trophies, still carrying the stains, tears, and weathering of those who once wore them. Some swear they've seen zippers and buttons where a face should be. Others describe the glint of belt buckles where eyes should be. But all agree, he makes no sound when he walks. The rustling fabric is all you hear. One group of campers claim they woke to that sound circling their tent. It started far away, then slowly moved closer, brushing against the nylon. None of them dared breathe, let alone unzip the door. The sound lingered for hours until it finally faded away. When morning came, they found 3 sets of footprints, 2 human, 1 not. The third set was impossibly large, dragging deep grooves into the soil, as though something heavy was being carried or stitched into place. The Rustling Man doesn't kill quickly. Survivors describe him as hunting with patience. He waits until hikers stray too far from their groups, until campers fall asleep by a dying fire, until someone hears that sound and turns their head the wrong way. When he takes you, your body is never found whole. Only your clothes, and those he keeps. Every coat, every shirt, every scarf and jacket adds to his patchwork form, swelling him larger and larger. Some claim his body has grown wide enough to brush against the trees as he passes, leaving threads and fibers snagged in the bark. Others say he carries the faint smell of mildew, sweat, and dried blood. And always before he arrives, comes the sound of clothes brushing against themselves. Local rangers warn against hiking after dusk. Not because of wolves, not because of bears, but because once the forest grows quiet, you'll hear him. It starts faint, almost like your own coat shifting as you walk. But the moment you stop moving and the sound continues, that's when you know. The Rustling Man is near. And if you hear him inside your tent, brushing against the walls, it's already too late, because by the time he leaves, you won't. Only your jacket will.